Look at this super cool buck. It's amazing what a 40-mile-an-hour wind will do to your confidence when you're trying to sneak up on something.
Tonight's headline, South Vietnam surrenders and the communists occupy Saigon.
The year was 1975, and I was selling memberships to a national hunting club part-time while dealing used auto parts as my real job. With no money, no experience, I got the idea of starting a club of my own, sharing the unique culture of hunting across the Lone Star State. Our first magazine was called Texas Hunters Hotline, and it was an instant success. As the stories grew and the pages increased, so did the membership for the Texas Trophy Hunters Association, and the magazine took on the same name. Soon, we created the first Hunters Extravaganza that had never been done before, and in 1998 came the television show, Journal of the Texas Trophy Hunters. I'm Jerry Johnston. Join us as we chronicle the people, the culture, and the experience that is the Journal of the Texas Trophy Hunters.
We're down at our family ranch called Las Animas near Hebronville, Texas, and we're trying to hit the rut perfectly, but we're a little earlier than we normally plan to be. And luckily we do have a little bit of good weather coming in, so we're really hoping just to luck out on this hunt.
In a tower blind in deep South Texas, William Russell searches the brush for any sign of a whitetail buck. His brother MacLean is in another high perch, each on assignment to find the perfect set of antlers for one particular mission.
We came to rattle but forgot our horns, so we decided to split up the first afternoon. We're trying to kill a buck that'll make great rattling horns. Basically, if I hear William shoot, then I know I don't have to because William's already got us some rattling horns. All of a sudden, this giant bodied deer comes out of the brush. Just a really cool deer. Obviously, this deer's sole purpose is not just to be rattling horns for us. We're going to be extremely excited to have that much meat in the cooler, but the task at hand is collecting some rattling horns so we can continue the hunt that we've been talking about and looking forward to for such a long time. Dang. Great deer. He just went down right there. That was so cool. Today on the way down here, we realized, my brother and I, we were coming down to do a rattling episode here at our ranch near Hebronville, and we realized we didn't have any rattling horns. So he's sitting right now, I was just sitting. We weren't planning on sitting in blinds at all, but we kind of had to because we needed horns pretty bad. Look at this super cool buck. Dang. That is a neat buck right there. Wow. I mean, he has got a big old neck and head on him. Look at that. What a cool deer. I mean, you know, it's not really likely for a ideal rattling horn buck to come out. I can't say that I think this is the ideal one, but he was a perfect deer in terms of him being really old and mature and kind of gorgeous buck, but kind of falls in the management category for this ranch. And so really a fantastic deer for us to take, and also just, you know, it's always so much fun to shoot a big, mature buck like this. And golly, he has got a cool frame on him. Gosh, he smells like he's been rutting really hard. Really cool deer. When everybody's sitting on their own and hunting on their own and you hear a shot, you're always curious what they're gonna show up with. So when William came to pick me up, of course, the first thing I do is run to the back of the truck to see what he's got. All right, man, let's see this buck. You see these antlers? Yup, I'm ready. Did you save the hunt? Yeah, I think I did. He's a cool deer, real cool deer. Right on. Yeah, I was pretty pumped when he came out. Like, his neck, it was just huge. I killed the doe, and William got that buck, so basically we're gonna have a lot of cutting and gutting to do that night. Tomorrow there's some wind in the forecast, but hopefully we can get some rattling stands in before the wind hits.
The Journal of the Texas Trophy Hunters is made possible through a partnership with Kubota. For every task, every every terrain, there's a Kubota dealer in your area. Sniper hunting products, changing the game of wireless game cameras. And Horizon Firearms, custom long-range rifles and accessories.
I wanted to let my buck hang overnight just because I always think it's great to let that meat stretch out for the aging process. So I waited till the morning to cut his antlers and kind of prep them for rattling. It's gonna work for you?
Ooh. I'd say so. I'm ready.
Way down south, outside Hebronville, Texas, only about 20 miles from the Mexican border, William and MacLean Russell are all ready to break the morning silence with their newly acquired rattling horns.
The first day when you walk into your first rattle, before the sun's even up, your adrenaline's going, you're excited. I mean, there's not a chance in your mind that there's not gonna be a monster buck just roll in on you.
Not a great start, but we really had no action at all. We continued on to another great spot.
As the morning goes on, every time we stop and rattle, we're just getting absolutely nothing out of it. You know, I mean, I don't know what's going on. All I know is whatever we're doing is not working. You want to nestle in up front here and all?
Yeah.
Let's bump back a little bit. I had been ready to go to the house an hour ago. I mean, we were having no luck. I was getting real frustrated, and William basically talks me into going to try just one more spot. You know, I'm basically just expecting to sit there and rattle for 15 minutes, say I tried, hop in the truck, get back to the house. Buck coming in, buck coming in.
I see him. The second we saw how that buck responded to the horns, I immediately got optimistic about the entire hunt. This buck came in, and very, very exciting to see that. That's what it's all about. My heart started pounding. Ha, nice, nice. You just dropped in the road. I guess those horns work, man.
There we go. Nice shooting. There you go, man.
Nice.
He's a pretty cool management buck.
Oh yeah, dropped him. Look at that. You know, you always like are curious, like what would this deer look like when he's really old, you know?
Yeah.
But
I mean, he's already getting some mass
yeah,
on
got
him, and
cool
he's pretty
mass
gnarly.
Right there. Potential for good brow tines, but you just can't, you know, if you're trying to manage your ranch, you just can't leave a buck like this in the field. And as many deer as we have to take,
Yeah.
it's great management technique.
Absolutely. One thing that I like that we're seeing here is, first of all, he actually responded to the horns, which makes me feel like we're not wasting our time.
Right. It was a pretty cool feeling for both MacLean and I to get a buck to come in shortly after we sawed those antlers off of the deer that I killed last night. It was really neat to use those antlers as a tool and that they worked. What do you say we get back out there and train?
Sounds good. I'm falling behind, man.
Right.
2-0.
All right, let's get the truck.
Sounds good.
Man, it really is cool just calling them in, you know? Having a buck, you don't know what it's gonna be, just barreling through the brush. There's nothing like it.
This segment of the Journal of the Texas Trophy Hunters is made possible through a partnership with Horizon Firearms, custom long-range rifles and accessories.
I don't know where it came from, but it's out of nowhere. This crazy wind blows in and just basically threw a wrench at every single plan we had.
We put in a lot of miles. Nothing was panning out, and the wind kicked in, and then we just knew we were doomed.
The wind has shut down the Rattling, and William Russell can't help but think back a few years ago at this very same time of year and very same place when things worked out so well.
Down here in the middle of the rut with my best friend, Addison Hopkins. Dang, there's a big deer coming in. Where? He's weaving his way in, right up there, on the other side of that brush. There's something about calling an animal in, and there's nothing like rattling a South Texas whitetail in from a sea of brush. Okay. Okay, Addison. Don't shoot that deer facing us, but when he turns, if he gives you broadside, put him down. Okay. It's so hard to give somebody the green light and then have him not be able to take a shot. Addison couldn't shoot. Everything else looked great. Deer looked awesome, but it just wasn't the right time. Dang it. Dang it. I thought he was going to give us a little bit more, you know, but hey. Oh, I thought I saw another deer coming in. No, I didn't. Man, he was a cool buck. Let's get on this side of the road. We didn't walk too far, and we spotted something else in the road up ahead. There's some big bodies up there, though. We saw some deer in the road ahead and moved off to the left to get another look.
We got up on a road and looked down there and saw a real nice looking deer, and so we saw a bush that wasn't that big.
Just, I don't know if you want to be on this side or that side, Addison.
William and I decided the best opportunity to take a shot would be for me to lay down on the prone, sort of in front of him. He could use the majority of the tree as cover to rattle.
He's coming.
Right before we could see him coming down the road, I saw some other deer kind of crossing, and I wasn't sure that the big one was going to be coming down, and William just kept telling me, he said, don't worry, he's going to come, he's going to come.
Yeah, he's coming in hard. Yeah, he's coming in hard.
We see a buck coming to horns. I tell you, it's like no other experience. I just get so excited, and it's unlike any other feeling on this world. Well, and then he stopped behind that bush midway down kind of suddenly, and I got a little nervous because I thought, oh man, he's going to take off, and we're not going to get a shot. This deer just was running to like a dinner bell. And at this point, you know, the deer is getting pretty close in, you know, probably 35, maybe 30 yards from us, and you know, I'm ready to go. I'm sort of wondering when William's going to give me a heads up on whether or not we need to take this deer or if it should be a pass. I think I already had the safety off, and you know, I was ready to take this deer. It's like to say I was about 1.5 pounds on a 2-pound trigger.
Okay, that deer's a little too young, man. I don't want you to shoot him. One of the hardest things there is to have a buck coming in as fast as they come in when they are coming to horns and have to make that judgment call on age. This deer, he just wasn't old enough. It was a perfect opportunity, awesome deer, but I just couldn't give him the call to shoot.
He kind of, in the middle of the run, stopped and stared directly at us, and man, he's just, I thought, one of the best looking deer I'd ever seen. You know, real good, kind of majestic looking buck with a lot of heft on him.
That was a great looking deer. Fine. That was awesome. Great job. There's nothing better than this time of year, down here, right now, man. Unbelievable.
Those memories of years past move William and MacLean Russell to brave the wind once again, this time with a little help, as the Journal of the Texas Trophy Hunters continues.
Closed captioning for the Journal of the Texas Trophy Hunters is made possible through a partnership with Sniper Hunting Products, changing the game in wireless game cameras.
We call up my dad to see if he wants to come meet up with us and go rattle or just try and make anything happen. Because whatever we're doing now is not working.
One of the best ways to hunt this ranch, it's so thick that there's these really long senderos everywhere. And if you can catch some deer out on the sendero, a lot of times you can close the distance pretty good. We are walking up to one of our favorite senderos.
MacLean, come get set up. There's a bunch of deer down here.
And we turn around the corner and there are several bucks.
Probably 300 yards down the sendero. So of course, first thought is, got to try and rattle them up a little closer to get a better look. So my dad immediately, without hesitation, just starts banging them together. And my brother and I settle in to see what's going to happen.
William Russell, his brother MacLean, and their dad Johnny may have just found the remedy for hunting in 40-mile-an-hour wind in South Texas.
Pretty soon after he started rattling, deer started coming up right in front of us.
It may be a spike, but it's a good sign that their new tactic of spot and rattle may be working, even though the bucks at 300 yards appear to be deafened by the wind.
There was probably a 10-minute window where bucks were just crossing across the road in front of us, behind us, coming out of the woods. I mean, it was pretty chaotic.
There's another one.
I mean, it was basically exactly what you're looking for when you go rattling. It's probably the best rattle I've ever had in a 40-mile-an-hour wind.
Young bucks coming in big time. Those other guys can't hear us though. They're way too far down there. It's way too windy. This guy's right in our lap though. That's awesome. MacLean, you maybe want to stalk close up on that buck.
When you're trying to sneak up on something, one, to stay close to the brush line, stay as low as you can, and try and stay in the shadows. And it was so thick, it took me a little while to find a spot, but finally I cut into the brush. One nice thing about the wind is the wind was blowing so hard, there's no way they were gonna notice me sneaking down the sendero. So it just felt to me like it was gonna be a really good opportunity to get in as close as I can to a really cool South Texas buck.
MacLean was making a great stalk, but those bucks never even picked their heads up. We lost him for a little while, and it was pretty exciting to see him come back out on the sendero.
It's amazing what a 40-mile-an-hour wind will do to your confidence when you're trying to sneak up on something.
Dad, MacLean just popped out of the brush over there. You see that buck? You see that buck?
As we're waiting for MacLean to shoot, we look up down the sendero and there's another great looking deer behind the deer that he's gonna shoot.
Oh, that buck in the back is awesome.
I didn't know really which one he was gonna go for, but we knew that the first one was the one with the most maturity, and I was pretty sure he was gonna shoot that one.
Really cool deer. A little young though. I think that 10 that MacLean's after is the right one.
I was laying there prone, and all of a sudden, he's perfectly broadside and lifts his head up and just looks at me.
Nice. Good hit. Good hit. Good job, MacLean. Outstanding. Nice. Smoked him. All right. All right. I think he went in right there by that tree.
When I saw MacLean take that deer,
I lost my hat.
I was excited, my dad was excited, he was excited. It's always fun when you have a little bit of adversity to come out on top and to be successful.
it makes it a lot sweeter.
Good shot, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
It's always fun to sneak up on him like that, right?
Yeah, right?
Well,
I was going to just try and dump it from back there, but then you were like, yeah, sneak up. And I was like, all right, that's probably smarter.
well, it had to feel good when
Yeah.
you had prone right back there. And
Right.
He was, I mean,
No,
he
I
looked-
was nice and
looked like
steady.
you closed a good gap on him.
Yeah, I did.
Try and keep up, Paul. It was like almost 300 yards back there where we started.
I know, right? I want to say I was like almost 175 where I shot from.
I think I see some white belly here, son.
There we go.
Nice.
I hate to tell you, Dad, I don't think that's his belly. All right. That's how you do it, boys.
Very nice. Cool.
I'd say good rattling, but
Big body.
I did this on my own.
Big body, big
Holy.
body. Cool, man.
That's a nice deer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Great
He
buck
piled up
to
pretty hard right
just
here, didn't he?
roll up on a sendero like that. It's a good looking buck, MacLean.
Yup.
Nice deer.
He's
nice,
been rutting,
nice
man.
length on his 2s and 3s. He's a pretty deer. Look at this.
Look,
Did he just do that? This is extremely recent right there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
That's
still
not
super
just
white.
now. I like him, MacLean.
Thank you.
He's better than I thought he was. He's cool. Good buck.
My dad keeps saying the second we get back to the truck, he's throwing our horns away and grabbing up his. But we, I think, might end up sticking with our horns. You know, we got them yesterday and they've already proven themselves on like 3 different bucks. So I really just feel like I'm not ready to lose them yet.
Right on, guys. Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we pull this guy out a little ways and maybe get a couple picks?
One thing is certain, the Russells aren't ones to give up easy. There seems to always be a remedy for what ails a deer hunt. Forgetting the rattling horns, high wind, it makes no matter. Down here, if there's daylight, MacLean, William, and their dad Johnny will try anything, in any condition.
The Journal of the Texas Trophy Hunters is made possible through a partnership with Kubota. For every task, every terrain, there's a Kubota dealer in your area. Sniper hunting products, changing the game of wireless game cameras. And Horizon Firearms, custom long-range rifles and accessories.